5 is, why do you want to experience life after decluttering? I have to tell you, I've been doing this big declutter. I still have things to do for sure, but the biggest part of the project is over. And I found it so impactful. I didn't realize how it was weighing on me. And so, if you've been considering putting in the time and energy and resources that you need to do it, why would you do that? You have so many precious things to do with your amazing life. This is why you should do it. The first thing is, you're going to have less stress. I know that sounds crazy. How could mess equal stress? But no matter where the mess is in your house, it's kind of always weighing on you, right? Like, I knew that project was down there and I would compartmentalize it, but it was always there. And so I never felt fully caught up or fully like I could relax. And the project was so big that it didn't feel like I could eat it one bite at a time, which is, of course, lies that I was telling myself. But I have so much more confidence, so much less anxiety, and so much less stress because, number one, I now know I can do it. And that's a big part of it. But number two, every time I go down into that space, I just had to go down there today to grab some tea bags. I'd run out of tea bags upstairs, PG tips for the win. And I store my big box that I get off of Amazon down there. And I went in to fill the tin, and I keep forgetting that that space looks so beautiful now. And it has so much space now, and it's so welcoming. And so it's a repeated hit on the less stress. It's not just, oh, that project's over and you move on. You get to enjoy the fruits of that labor. And a lot of the times I hear people talk about they did it before they moved. And that's when they really regretted not doing it sooner. So if you need to do something in your home or your office, do it now. Don't wait. Next is going to be the financial benefits. Number one, you might find a ton of stuff that you want to donate, which is a great tax deduction if you itemize. Stuff that you can sell. No, I'm not talking about Beanie Babies, but you know what I mean. Maybe you'll find that you don't need a different lawnmower or 2 lawnmowers, or you don't need different clothing that you had set aside. We found a lot of stuff that we could sell, and we donated a ton. But in addition to that, to me, the biggest financial benefit is I now have what's called a visual inventory. What's a visual inventory? So, for example, when I walk Charlie, I've got the leash and I have one of his bags that I use to pick up when he poops right on the leash. So I know visual inventory, I've got it with me all the time. And if I pick up that leash and that bag isn't there, I know to get one. It's the same with all the food, all the cleaning supplies, all the gifts, all the wrapping work, all the supplies for the kitchen, everything that I organize down there now. I have a visual inventory. So when I walk in and I think, is there any food that I need to use up that I've bought? I've got all the older food towards the front. Do I have tomato sauce? Hell yeah, I've got tomato sauce. I know I do because I can see it so readily. And in the past, I almost didn't even want to go down there. So financially, I'm saving money by not buying things I already own. Ooh, I used to do that. Next is just an improved emotional release. I released so much emotion as I went through those items. And I really remembered, number one, who I was. I had kind of forgotten what it was like when I had my life together, And it reminded me who I was, but it also let me be proud of our family, of all the things that we've done, of all of our experiences, of how hard we've worked for this home. It just was a huge emotional release for me. It wasn't necessarily about the stuff being gone or gone through or organized. And I still have a lot of work to do there about getting what I did organized into a proper form to save safely. But it was really just about emotionally moving through all those memories. And then last but not least, it's super logical, but it's true. You have more space, right? You just have more space because you have less junk. Now, if you live in a small space or you work in a small space, maybe you have too much stuff. Like, I used to have to do a lot of work from my car and my car would get trashed. Well, when I started cleaning my car regularly, it really made a big difference to how productive I could be. It made a big difference to how I felt in my car. And if you're in a small space, or even my house is huge, we bought it when the whole family was here, it still made the house feel yuck. So just having more free space has been a huge impact on us as well. So I'm encouraging you to get to your decluttering, and I've got some great suggestions for you. There's a carousel posted in my feed on Instagram and on Facebook, and the last 3 slides are quick decluttering projects you can do in a jiffy. And they give you very specific information and suggestions. It's part of what I'm going to keep as my go-to list, because part of staying decluttered is being proactive. So I want you to try it. I think this could really make a bigger difference in your life in terms of your resilience and in terms of your emotion than you maybe think. And I also want to offer anybody who is interested, we're doing our big jumpstart, we're doing our 14-day reset for our health starting August 14th. But we're doing our big business training for anyone who wants to jump into the Young Living business for only $1 plus shipping starting September 5th. And what I found to help me during my big project was clarity. See that? And energy. Clarity and energy. So I'm sending a sample of this to everybody who jumps into either of those challenges, because it's just too powerful. The energy is what I would use midday when I felt like I was really starting to not want to keep going. And the clarity is what I used when I just started feeling like I'd made so many decisions I couldn't make anymore. And they both were tremendously helpful in my process. So I look forward to seeing you decluttered, and can't wait to see you back here tomorrow night, live around 5. And I hope this has been